This is Common Sense. I'm William Ferguson. And well, boy, wouldn't you know, the entire Dr. Ford everything has fallen apart. The second accuser, what a joke that was. Somebody has said that they have identified who did it, who actually exposed themselves to that woman, and she pushed him away. And it was not Judge Cavanaugh. Now, the woman that said that she witnessed Mark Judge and Brett Kavanaugh in line at gang rapes parties and were a part of this, she went 9 times. And from what I understand, I'm not positive of this, but what I understand is she was an adult and they were minors. And they were drugging girls and then raping them, standing in lines outside bedroom doors waiting to rape. And then finally, after 9 times, she was raped in this gang rape scenario. No, that one sounded completely fictional, out of this world from the beginning. And so I never believed that one. That was too far out. Now, the Democrats are so hollow, so lifeless, so senseless. They are claiming anything to stall the vote on Judge Kavanaugh's confirmation into the Supreme Court. And now the big story is he threw ice at somebody in a bar fight. Wow. Boy, that'll get you 20 years in prison, I think. I don't think. I'm a Marine. And when I was in the Marine Corps, active, if you went into a bar as a Marine full of sailors and you had your buddies with you, I guarantee a fight broke out. And I also guarantee you somebody wasn't throwing ice, okay? They were throwing punches and chairs and bottles and all the rest of that. They didn't mess around. Bar fights get way out of control way fast. Okay, so throwing ice at somebody, really? Is that the best the Democrats can come up with? But we still have the person in Minnesota running for AG. And this was only 3 years ago, somewhere in there, that there is proof that he assaulted a woman, his girlfriend, and yet nobody wants to look into that. Bill Clinton, he had raped women, literally, and yet they're not going to look into that. Why is it? Why is it that all these Democrats can do these lawless things and get away with it? And the only reasonable answer I can come up with is the Democrats want lawlessness. They don't want laws. Now, laws are for the betterment and the protection of a society. In fact, of oneself. If you do not follow the laws of a good diet, say, you may get diabetes. If you drink too much, you might get cirrhosis of the liver. And so there are laws in every aspect of our lives. But the Democrats don't want laws. Why? Why wouldn't they want laws? Well, if the people don't have laws, why would the government people have laws? Why not? Then they can do anything and everything they want. And it was Sheila Roberts Lee, one of her employees, helpers, workers, whatever you want to call the guy, he broke into somewhere in her office or offices and began putting the names and addresses and phone numbers of senators on the internet. Okay? Now, are they going to hold Roberts Lee accountable? Because it was under her supervision. She was the leader of the group. And one of the group went astray and decided we need to cause violence against the Republicans. Where would that come from? From the Democrats. Because they've been screaming about it. There have been Democrats going into restaurants, protesting, causing upheaval, causing discontent against people in restaurants. Republican people that are part of President Trump's cabinet. Now, President Trump himself, one of his campaign promises that he was running on was law and order. He was going to be the president of law and order. The Democrats hate that. They don't want law and order. They want to get rid of the Constitution, which is the basis of the law in this country. And that basis is what makes this country great. We have free speech. We have the right to protect ourselves against each other, against enemies, foreign and domestic, against illegal search and seizure, against self-incrimination, against a lot of things. But the Democrats don't want that because they want lawlessness. And it's being proved big time right now with the confirmation hearings for Cavanaugh. They don't want him because he is for the law. He's a constitutionalist. He has integrity. He believes in morals. He believes in a certain standard of living. And he's not going to just let any law get passed. Any law that would constitute immorality or lawlessness, basically. He is a good man, and they hate him. Now, Mitch McConnell, from what I understand just before I came on live, he is on the Senate floor. And I've got a feeling because the FBI investigation is completed, and they have it. They have the written FBI investigation in their hands, and of course Pelosi or Feinstein, they don't want to let it go. They don't want the people of the United States to know nothing is what came of the FBI investigation that they didn't already know. And it's ridiculous to think that there would be something different, because the four that were witness in signed letters under the law that could get them thrown in prison, they're not going to change their stories. I'm sorry, but they're not going to, oh, well, you know what? I lied. Okay, so go ahead and throw me in prison. No, because they didn't lie. They told the absolute truth of what they knew, of what their recollection of that time in their lives was. And nobody has come forth saying, oh, I remember that party. I remember it well. Even Ford's best friend says, no, never happened. I never even met Brett Kavanaugh. And so the hollow Democrats that have no heart, no guts, no anything, no policies, no programs, no nothing, they are now have this ice throwing incident that somebody says happened, which is an alleged incident, not a real incident. That, and they're saying, well, he got mad because we brought up these false accusations against him. And we don't think he can be a good Supreme Court justice because he got mad. Really. I hate to tell them this, but anger is a natural expression from a human being when they are wronged. It happens that way. If you accuse somebody of doing something they didn't do, they will get angry at you. And I guess the Democrats don't do that because they're Democrats and they're holier than thou. They are the ones that will set the moral standards. And so there you go. The Democrats are running, and there are states that there are seats that are going to come up. And I would ask anybody and everybody, vote Republican, but not just any Republican. Make sure you know who you're voting for. Don't vote for a rhino, Republican in name only. Vote for a conservative Christian that identifies as a Republican. Don't vote for somebody that is weak, that has no integrity, that is not willing to stand up and say, look, what you're doing is against what the people want and the people need. And what the people need is laws. We have to have laws. Don't look to the Democrats because they want lawlessness. And the Republicans know that there must be laws in place in order for a society to function correctly. Take away the laws, anybody can kill anyone in your family, and nothing will be done about it. Not a thing, because there would be no law against it. And the Constitution was written on the basis of biblical principles, biblical law. And this country is functioning very well. And if we didn't have all the Democrats trying to stop everything that President Trump is doing, this country would, this country would be running so smoothly, it wouldn't be funny. It would be awesome. Could you imagine being able to go to work and have the work that you work at, the place you work at, your boss say, all right, we offer everything here. Health insurance, optical insurance, dental insurance. We offer 401ks. We offer everything because taxes are down. We are making money because people have money to spend. Or do you want it so that the Democrats take everything and you don't even have a job? But they expect you to have insurance, health insurance. But you can't afford health insurance because you don't have a job. And so what little money you do make on welfare, they take that too to pay for the health insurance that you probably don't need. Is that what you want in this country? Right now, this election, this midterm, this means a lot to this country. So don't become complacent. Don't just sit around and say, oh, well, everybody else can vote. My vote doesn't count. Your vote does count. My vote counts. And when you vote, think about who you're voting for. Are you voting for an America that lives by laws so that we can live in peace and freedom? Or are you going to vote for somebody that wants lawlessness so that we live in a country of chaos and anarchy where there are no laws no jobs, only poverty, and whatever lawless activity anybody wants to get into. It really angers me that the Democrats are being the way that they are. But I know that the people of the United States are smart enough to see through this. And Mitch McConnell, he will call for a vote. And Judge Brett Cavanaugh will be the next Supreme Court Justice. And the laws of this land will be moral and just. That's all I've got for now. Please pray for the leadership of this country, that they will follow closely to God's Word, the principles, and the laws to guide this country to peace, prosperity, safety, security, and unity, and that we keep our freedoms. I'm William Ferguson, and this is Common Sense.